Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news out of the world of boxing. So you know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, this one is kind of funny because I told you. And I'm not going to be above saying I told you because I'm going to get a lot of things wrong. So when I get it right, I might get my gloat on. The thing is Canelo Alvarez is really going to fight your boy Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on May the 6th. You know, Cinco de Mayo weekend. And, you know, you got two Mexicans going at each other. So when I heard it was going to happen, I was like, well, yeah, well, from Canelo's point of view, great for him because he was looking for something, you know, to do, right? He wasn't trying to fight nobody at 154. All of those monsters that we talked about, I'll put the video up. You click on there. 1,000 monsters at 154, so we know he's not looking for that. And if he's going 160, he's looking at Billy Joe Saunders. It's about the only thing up there. We'll give him a pass about the Golovkin because the Golovkin situation, 15 million is enough money for whoever you are if your name is not Mayweather, period. So he gets a pass on that. But that fight still hasn't happened. So I knew he was going to fight either Sal Chavez Jr. or Billy Joe Saunders. Said it before, and it's Chavez Jr. Fight, you know, okay, whatever. But where I cringed, and I'm not even Mexican, but where I cringed is when they said this is going to be the biggest fight in Mexican boxing history. Now, if I was a Mexican, I'd be like a little bit like, now hold up, don't be, you know, are you serious? That would be pitiful if it were to be the truth. Now, they might be talking about financially, which is also pitiful. It shouldn't even be financially. It's two guys fighting, right? And one of them, Canelo, has the WBO title at 154. But if you ask anybody in the boxing scene or people who deal with boxing on the daily, anybody relevant, is he the best at 154? And the answer will be categorically no. And it definitely has to prove it. Now, we don't have to go through the people again, but I will. The Charlo brothers, that's two. Erislandy Lara, Demetrius Andrade. To a lesser extent, Austin Trout and Julian Williams. Right? And I'm probably missing some people. But that's just 6 right off the top. Or 5 that he would have to deal with to prove that he's the best at that weight. And these are champions with belts, all willing to fight him. So he's not going there, right? So, Julio Cesar Chavez, right? Let's get the question is, what weight are you? Same thing with Canelo. What weight are you guys, right? You guys won't fight in weight classes. So, Chavez Jr. has problems making 168, right? So, but if he could make 168, would he be the best there? Or in the top 3? Probably not, right? So at 175, which is the weight he can possibly make, light heavyweight, he lost to Fanfara. And Fanfara is one of the top 4 or 5 in light heavy. I would say top 5, probably 5th, right? Beat up Chavez Jr. pretty good, so he would have to go back down to 168. So my point is, he's not the best at either of these weights. Probably not even a top 3 or top 5 at either of these weights. And Canelo, at your weight of 154, you're not either. You're not willing to stay down there and prove it, and there's a lot of good fighters there. So this fight is a farce when you look into that perspective. Now, we do know that they're both Mexican, and you know, they're going to fight at 164.5. Canelo is going to get a lot of flack for this because he's draining a man who could barely make 168, right? And he didn't want to fight at 160. So people are going to have something to say about that. I don't have any issues about that. This is going to be a fight where Canelo won't be bigger than his opponent. So let's see how this works out. You know, it's going to probably be action a little bit while it lasts. And Chavez Jr. has a chin. So, you know, let's see how that works out. But he's going to be weight drained. So I don't really know how competitive this is going to be. I don't really like the fight. I'm just saying this. This is not the biggest fight in Mexican boxing history. And I don't think they should be promoting this as such. I am going to be interested in the next days to find out what are the boxing legends going to say that are from Mexico. I'm interested to find what's the feedback. What do they think about this fight? And what do they think about them saying that about this fight? Because it would irk me if I was Morales or Barrera or Marquez, these kind of guys, or Chavez Sr., right? You know, like, look, we got a good fight happening, right? And it's an obvious fight for Canelo where he's definitely trying to fight someone who's not going to beat him. He thinks he's going to win this fight, you know, because if he wanted a challenge, there are many of them, and I'm going to continue to repeat it, many of them at 154 if that's the weight you were going to fight at, right? If you're going to go up to 160, okay, whatever. But this is a way out, right? And again, is it the fighter's fault? No. Business is supply and demand. If there's a demand for these kind of fights with Canelo and the arenas are still full, right? And people are not asking the pertinent questions, then they're going to continue to feed you with this. This is an opportunity for fans, especially the Mexican fans, to say, you know what? No, not right now. Fight somebody. You at 154. Why you still can't fight somebody there? We want to see this and this. But if they don't say that, Golden Boy Promotions is going to continue to do the same type of thing. So when fight time comes around, will I watch the fight? I'm a sports fan. Of course I'm going to watch the fight. Am I hyped about the fight? No. Should you be? No, you shouldn't. You should be asking Canelo to fight somebody relevant, and you should be telling Chavez Jr., find a weight division and get back in the mix, and let's see where you stand, right? Then if this happens down the line, okay, because Canelo at 164, he's gonna rehydrate to 180 anyway. Chavez is gonna rehydrate to 190, right? So that's not gonna be a problem. But getting down to 164.5 for Chavez Jr. is going to be an issue. Let's see if he even makes the weight. But again, last question: do you think this is the biggest fight in Mexican boxing history? Ask yourself that. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide, and I'm out.